Music is different things for me, but I would say it's definitely a remedy. Whatever I'm feeling, if I'm feeling down, it's like an instant healer. Um, so it's a remedy, but it's not. I'm not making music when I feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad all the time. So, but I'm making music all the time. So it's also just a great friend. It's just someone I'm just going to whatever instruments I'm playing. It can definitely be a remedy if what I'm going through is an anxious state of mind or a sad state of mind. It's just space, really. It's just space and breath. It just breathes better. It just there's more space and there's a good definition of a lot of different source. Meaning you can maybe add more things than you would in a mono or stereo mix. It's really the space. It's really that space. It's like being cuddled by the music.
Dolby Atmos delivers a spatial sound experience. If really to use a metaphor, if you're mixing in stereo, you're basically painting a wall in your house. But if you're mixing in Dolby Atmos, you're essentially painting four walls: the ceiling, the floor, and all the air in between. It's a lot more fun, actually. One of the fundamental differences is that in stereo, you're basically fitting all the sounds into two boxes or two headphones, whereas with Dolby and having the 360 multi-dimensional space, you can literally, you have more room to put things. So take, for example, a sampled hi-hat. Often when I'm working in stereo, I have to remove all the bottom end from all the low frequencies from a sampled hi-hat. Often those samples have like a low frequency from the pedal. In stereo, I'm always removing those bottom ends, not because I want to, but because I have to. There's not enough space. But when working in Dolby, you can literally bring back that pedal noise because you can place the hi-hat just here, and whilst having other sounds sort of to your side and in other places.
There's a lot of melodic elements in this album, more than rhythmical elements. So the rhythm is usually very simple, which we kind of kept just in front. But for the melodic elements, that's where we had fun. So there's a lot of layers of synths. There's like parts where there's like six synths playing at the same time. So we had more fun with the melodic elements and just like put them in the back a lot. So we really did it like track by track. There was not one rule that we applied to all tracks. It was really playing with all those little melodic elements. Keep the rhythm pretty in front, pretty left, right, stereo. Most of the vocals are just in the middle, and yeah, it's really the melodic stuff that is around.
I think the fascinating thing that we're just getting to with the study of music therapy is really identifying what it does in the brain, and having a listening experience like this today, with an album that kind of features so many different timbres, pitches, melodies. All of those aspects are processed by different areas in the brain, meaning that music is actually kind of a completely unique tool in terms of therapy. So we can use it to work on speech, communication, motor skills, and of course that emotional vehicle. You made that great expression about music being a friend, and I think being able to offer music as a friend to many more people in need is an essential service. The really fascinating thing about music, we know that even just by listening to music, particularly familiar music, particularly with artists that we know and love, is that it improves and elevates mood, it reduces anxiety. And when those things happen, we're a lot less likely to suffer from things like stress. So actually it makes everyday living much more manageable. And I think we're only just starting to understand the really transformative effect that music can have in terms of actually being able to maybe one day prescribe music in terms of helping our well-being. There was an incredible study on music listening with stroke patients, and actually it found that just listening to music in good quality headphones actually improved their chances of recovery and their success rate in recovery after stroke, whereas that sort of a poorer sound quality, which might actually distract the brain, can do the opposite thing. So actually in music therapy, we have to be quite careful around how we use music. And of course, the great thing about a new album is that for, I'm sure everybody here, it's actually new music, but the more you listen to it, your brain will kind of encode those melodies, those harmonies in quite a particular way, and that gives it that emotional connection. So you'll have a different experience of listening to the album today than you will in a month's time or a year's time, and then again listening to it in later life. It's really interesting kind of tracking how that impacts us.